quite looking forward to this tonight. First time in a while been on comms, so. Apologies, guys, if there is no comms for the first 5-10 minutes or so. I'm just going to eat my dinner. Not long got home from work. Right then, apologies about that, guys. Just had to eat because I've been at work all day, so I haven't long got home. Riding on board with Monumental anyway. Let's see what sort of lap time he can do in the AlphaTauri. First time on comms in a very long time for me, to be honest. I can't remember when the last time was, but certainly looking forward to this one tonight. As we've got Monumental in Sector 3 then, coming through the last few corners now then, into the final turn, onto the DRS straight, and he opens his DRS, puts the power down. What sort of lap is it going to be for Monumental? It's only enough for P6. Louis has invalidated. Zaki Boy's not on a very good lap. Atom has spun. Eli has invalidated. Let's see what Taylor can do then through the remainder of this final sector. Not a very good lap from Taylor either. Okay, Melee is invalid. Partick is taking a trip to the wall. But let's see what Louis can do then. Louis, a very, very quick driver, and he's invalidated. It's the curse of the commentator here this evening in IFC Tier 1 at the Paul Ricard circuit. Jesperb is on a lap at the moment. A little bit of traffic behind him. But let's see what sort of lap and the sector split is for Jesper. Only a 10th up. That will only be enough to jump him above Scully at the moment. So we'll have to see what Jesper can do. Obviously this evening, no championship leader in Mr. Carsey. Currently got a 43-point gap in the lead from Mazepin. So if Mazepin can take a Grand Slam here, so pole in qualifying, win the sprint and win the race, and fastest lap, then he will indeed take the lead of the championship. Jesperb improves up to P8. Scully is currently 2/10 up. Your Tier 2 race winner yesterday, Tier 2 championship leader, I believe, as it stands after last night's race. He is in Sector 3, normally the Ferrari Academy leader, but tonight he's driving a Williams. So will the Tier 2 championship leader be able to assist Taylor and the leader of the Tier 1 championship in Carsey's absence? Let's see what Scully Boy can do. Where is Scully going to put himself on the grid? It's P4 at the moment with a 1:30.4. Mr. COA has invalidated Nick, the Flying Dutchman, on his new wheel. Is not on the best of laps. So Dracarys then. He is on a lap. But that doesn't look like the best of laps from Dracarys either. Let's see what Nick can do in that Aston Martin though, shall we, guys? As he's into Sector 1 then. Very smooth through there. Coming into Sector 2 now. It's a 22.2. Mazepin takes pole at the moment with a 1:29.9 in the Ferrari. As Nick then, through the chicane he goes. Onto the straight, up to the Sector 2 timing line. Where is his Sector 2 going to be? It's a 49.9, and apparently it's purple Sector 2. I'm not too sure if that is a real purple, or if it's just one of these that says it's purple when it's not. Partick not having a good time at all in the Ferrari with a 1:49.9, nearly into the 150s to be fair in that one. So Mazepin's going to certainly hope his teammate can do some work tonight in the absence of King Kiwi, as Nick goes in. His lap is not enough. Drakari's is only 800ths up, and he has backed out of his lap. Melee invalidates. Eli is not on a lap, currently sat in P8. Louis is on an out lap. I believe Louis might well be the only one who's on a lap. No, he's not, because Partik is 18 seconds up on his time at the moment. And that will be a massive improvement. That will only put him where he is now, to be fair. But hopefully he can find some time into Sector 3 and be able to get himself on the timing sheet a little bit higher up. Partik, a very, very strong driver in the Ferrari, and he's pulled out of his lap. So let's go right on board with the Red Bull. Oh, anyone I want to ride on board with tonight seems to be on the tail end of the commentator's curse. So not the best there from Louis. And just hearing hot off the press, Nick invalidated a 29.9 there, so certainly not the best of starts for Nick. Zaki Boy, I believe, will be the next one on a lap then. In the Haas, and Zaki Boy currently sat P5 on the grid at the moment. Zaki Boy, again, a usual Tier 2 driver, trying his hand at Tier 1 this evening. As Zaki Boy then about to start his lap. Good evening, people are watching live on the Twitch. I'm not sure who's watching. Anyone, if you're watching, just drop a comment just so that I know you're here with me this evening. Zaki Boy then about to start his flying lap. Let's see if he can improve. Is he going to be able to challenge Mazepin for that all-important pole position here at Paul Ricard? As he comes across the Sector 2 split, 2/10 up on his time. That will put him into P3 at the moment. Louis is out of qualifying, so neither of the Red Bulls will be on the front row. Omega is also out of qualifying in the Alpine, with Zaki Boy then coming up to the Sector 2 split. Niall is out in the Merc. So, coming across the Sector 2 split, Zaki Boy, 4/10 up. That will put him just above Ryan. Is he going to be able to challenge Mazepin for provisional pole? Let's wait and see as he comes around the final part of the third and final sector here at Paul Ricard. And Zaki Boy then into the final turn as we listen and watch in the Haas. Oh, a little bit of a snap there on exit, and that is going to cost him. He does improve. He climbs above Louis. Without that snap, I feel that might have been pole. Ryan is out of qualifying. Mazepin is not going to improve. Let's see what the Alfa Romeo, sorry, not Alpha Tauri, of Mr. Koa can do here as he rounds the final corner of the Paul Ricard circuit, opens the DRS as he crosses the line. Is it going to be improvement? It is, but it doesn't gain him any time. Nick is next across the line. As Nick puts the power down then in the Aston Martin. Where is Nick going to put himself? It's P3, just in front of Zaki, who is next. Is that Taylor and Dracarys? It is. Okay, so Koa is done. Melee, is he going to be able to improve? No, Melee is invalidated. Partick is going to cross the line now in the Ferrari, and it's P6 for Partick. Scully is invalidated. Eli is invalidated. Nolan up to P12 in the Alpha Tauri. So that is your grid in qualifying then for the Paul Ricard French Grand Prix, sprint race included for these Tier 1 boys. So it's going to be nice to see what they can do. As we've got Mazepin on pole, Ryan P2, Nick in P3, Atom in 4th, Zaki 5th, Partick in 6th, Jesper in 7th, Scully Boy in 9th with Louis in P8, Taylor 10, Eli in 11, Nolan 12, Monumental 13, Niall 14, Koa in 15, and that is that for this one. So not readying up until 55. Mini Devil joins. That will fill up the Tier 1 lobby. I think it is the Haas that is vacant, and someone has readied up early. It was probably Scully. It's always Scully. It's normally Scully. Scully boy, you are fired. So Ryan isn't actually in at the moment. Everybody starting on the medium compound of tyre. Not surprising at all with it being a 9-lap sprint race. But we've got Mazepin, Ryan, Nick, Atom, Zaki, Partick, Jesper, Louis, Scully Boy, Taylor, Boss, Taylor, Boss, E69 F1, AJ Nolan, Monumental, Niall, Giot, Mr. Koa, Melee, Dracarys, Hunter, and RRL Omega.
It's like a few laggy issues for Scully Boy. As Mazepin then will lead them onto the grid. So, will we see any disqualifications on the grid then? It doesn't look like it. The final few cars, oh, Monumental and Dracarys are both disqualified. So they will be starting on cold tyres.
really not sure what's going on, guys, to be honest with you. Obviously, the guys are still racing, but I could do with an invite back. I know Arrows has got the stream on in the background somewhere. If yourself or Nick could get me in, that would be greatly appreciated.
took the win in the sprint. So, as things stand, Mazepin has gained 9 points on Kasi. If Mazepin wins this race without fastest lap, he is joint on points with Kasi. If Mazepin wins this race and does get fastest lap, then he is a point clear of Kasi, if my maths are correct. We'll just have to wait and see what this race will bring. 27 laps round Paul Ricard. Not too sure which drivers aren't here. We've got Mazepin, we've got Nick, Eli, Omega, Atom, Nolan, Dracaris, Jasper, Nail, Hunter, Ryan isn't there, Koa. I had a feeling it'd be Louis as well as Ryan, so still got 18 drivers though. And everybody has started on the hards. So, majority of people going for the hard medium. Some, if we do have a early safety car, might go for the hard to soft. But I think hard medium is where we will see most people. Da 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 da. Nikita Mazepin. Da 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 da. Nikita Mazepin. I can't quite see the lights from where I am, so I'll be watching the revs. Two lights, three lights, four lights. And it's go, go, go for the Paul Ricard French Grand Prix. Someone's a spinner off the start. It's Leo. And Dracaris. And I think Partick may well have got caught up in that. Oh, there's a big smash. Mr. Koa. I think Mini Devil might have been involved there. Dracaris not having the greatest of starts. Louis, oh my god. Who is that going straight on into the barrier? It's monumental, it's George. So Eli has gained a place off the start. Nick has lost out, as has Omega, who has gained the most positions off the start. It's Taylor with 9 positions gained. Dracaris losing out the most with 13 positions lost in the Aston Martin. And Dracaris has got damage. He is missing his right end plate. As we will switch to Hunter and Leo as they are swapping positions. But the battle is on at the moment for 5th and 6th between AJ Nolan and RRL Omega. Mazepin with a 141, 4 for 444. Nail. At the moment, it's a Mercedes 7.8. It's an Alpine 4.5. 3 out of the top 5 are McLaren Alpine Academy drivers. So, Kopi will be over the moon with this start for his academy.
Oh, Mini Devil and George are both out, and it's a VSC virtual safety car. So, I'm not too sure what happened there. Just wait and see what happened between Mini Devil and Monumental. So apparently Monumental spun across the track into Mini Devil, even though he tried to avoid it, and his wheel popped off. Just waiting for us to go green and be back racing here at Paul Ricard. AJ Nolan and Omega pretty close. And we are green. We are back racing here at Paul Ricard with Mazepin leading the way with a 1.2 second gap at the head of the field. Mazepin's used no battery whatsoever at the moment. So, as I say that, oh, AJ Nolan's round in the Alpha Tauri. Oh, Hunter's a spinner in the Red Bull. Not the best of starts for Will RM Racing's Red Bull Academy. Not the best of starts for them at all. One driver out. One driver 13, 15 and 16 now. As Nick round the outside of Eli. Eli on the inside goes for the switchback. As Nick and Eli, what a cracking battle. Nick's sending it. Eli makes contact with Nick. I don't know what happened there with my voice. I am very, very sorry, people of IFC. Woo! Kopi subs with the 14-month prime. Cheers, Kopi. Thank you very much, Mr. C46, or Kirby as you're now known. Hunter looks like he has spun again. Jesper with the fastest lap of the race. The only driver to make a stop so far is Dracaris in that Aston Martin. And Nick did get past Eli. He's pulled about 8 thousandths of a second. 8 tenths of a second rather, not 8 thousandths of a second. If he pulled that already, that would be not very good. But Eli now almost a second behind Nick, and he has actually dropped out of the DRS range at the moment in that McLaren. So it's a 3, 4, 5, 10 at the moment for the McLaren Alpine Academy, and Kopi is going to be loving this one. Partick gets 3 seconds. Mr. Koa is in the pits, must have had damage on that one. Taylor and Zaki swapping positions. And is Zaki going to go for it up the inside? Looks like he does, but he doesn't make it stick. We had yellow flags in Sector 1. I think that might have been Dracaris. Oh, Zaki boy into the back of Taylor. Taylor's almost round. Melee and Scully boy in P10 and 11. Nail and Zaki. Zaki up the inside. Mazepin with a 34.5. Nick with a 34.1. As Nail is hunting down Zaki. The closest battle on the track at the moment is this battle for 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. Or Melee gets a 3 seconds as well as Partick. So those two are certainly going to be battling it out on track for that P11 at the moment. And that is going to have no impact whatsoever They're 3 seconds at the moment, as Nolan is outside of that 3 seconds, as Melee and Partick into the next turn, and Partick gets in front. Nice little train going on here between Zaki, Taylor, Niall and Scully. Atom on Eli. Up the inside. Is he going to make it stick? No, he does not. Going back to the battle between the... Oh, what's happened to Atom? He loses out to his teammates, so he must have lost a lot of time after going for that move to Eli. Oh, Scully. Oh, you can't park there, sir. BRT Ryan is disconnected, as is Louis. Partick's getting in on the battle with Taylor and Niall and Zaki as well. And Melee has pulled into it as well. So it's going to certainly be nice to see what we are going to see at the end of this race. Niall's got the DRS, but so has Taylor. Looks like Niall has the better straight line speed, though, down there. Omega's up to P3 in the Alpine. I missed that as well, as Nick and Mazepin are pulling away at the front. In the Ferrari and the Aston Martin, is Eli going to try and send it? I'm switching back to Partick on Niall here, because Partick is on a mission. Partick up the inside of Niall. Oh, there's contact! Partick is round. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, round, 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 round. I think Partick might have got a bit dizzy there, as FGE Atom is looking at the rear end of Eli's McLaren. Some things you don't see very often, and that is RRL Omega racing in IFC. It's been a long time since we've seen that one happen, so certainly be nice for his return to be sat there in third in this race as well. So GG's to RRL Omega. Melee wanted to have a look at Niall, but he didn't have the bottle. And it looks like Melee loses a couple of tenths there as they exit the chicane. Scully back there in P12. Let's see if the DRS on Eli is going to pay dividends for FGE Atom, as he is probably the closest to making an overtake at the moment, to be fair. Eli was burning. Eli on 13%, Atom on 73%. So Eli and Omega certainly don't have half as much battery left as Atom sat there in P5 at the moment. Let's check the position changes, if I may. Taylor up 11 positions at the moment. Drakari's down 9 in the Aston Martin. The two AI drivers battling it out on track in Louis and Ryan. And only Drakari's and Mr. Koa have boxed for a fresh set of tyres, and also I would say a front wing as well. Oh, a Scully boy on Nolan. both Eli and Omega burning through their battery, both on below 10%, while Atom is just sat there with battery to burn. And Nick, currently in P2, not too far behind Mazepin, 2.5 seconds behind the Aston Martin, in the Aston Martin rather, is Nick. The closest battle on track at the moment is between Atom and Eli again. This really is where you want to watch, because Eli's starting to save maybe a little bit of battery. Not quite burning, but Omega certainly burning through that battery like a Duracell bunny. As FGA Atom is going to get the DRS once again on Eli. Eli a little bit closer to Omega this time round in the McLaren. At the moment, Atom just looks like he has the speed. As Lightning McQueen would say, I am speed. Eli has a bit of a snap there in that McLaren though. And Eli gets a 3-second penalty. And Atom gets past in the Alpine. So it's an Alpine 3 for McLaren in 5 and 9. At the moment, we've lost a Red Bull, an AlphaTauri, and a Haas. So not the best of starts for the Red Bull Academy. The Ferrari Academy seem pretty darn washed today as well. Other than Mazepin, who is leading the race. At the moment, you've got 3 McLaren Alpine in the top 6. Got 2 Mercedes and 1 Ferrari. Who has fastest lap of the race at the moment? That is the question. At the moment, it's Nick. Mazepin is going to want to get that fastest lap point here if he wants to lead the championship. Currently, as things stand, Mazepin is joint on points with Carsey in the IFC Drivers' Championship, so we could be in for a thriller last 2 rounds here in IFC Tier 1. And that is nail in the wall. That is really a nail in the coffin of his championship chances this season. Could we see some team orders come into play very shortly with the Alpines? With Omega still burning through that battery. Atom has a little bit of battery, a fair bit of battery actually left. As we see Nail Giot in the pits. In having a pit stop, and he goes on to fresh mediums. So Niall is going to hope he is speed. Eli and Atom in 4 and 5 for 555. Dracarys still down in 15th at the moment. So Aston Martin could actually gain a little bit of ground in the WDC. As we have quite a gap now forming between Nick and Marza spin. So it's Mazepin from Nick, from Omega. Nail gets a penalty. 3 seconds for Nail. That is 3 seconds too many. As Omega and Atom in 3 and 4. This is probably the best result Alpine have had in Tier 1 all season. So certainly going to be a strong point haul for the Alpine boys. With Eli in P5. Oh, Dracari's getting close to Ryan. But Dracari's... he's just... what's the word? Navigating the AIs. Scully, the Tier 2 World Drivers' Championship leader in P10. Still feels weird to see him driving anything other than an FDA car, but we move. If Scully spins, Scully is fired. Just saying, guys, if Scully spins again, Scully is fired. Nolan just behind that battle between Scully and Melee. I think Dracarys might be doing... I think Dracarys is doing no assists. As we have a spinner in Sector 1. Is that Patrick? It is Partick in the Ferrari. And Zaki Boy has spun in the Haas as well. So the day has just gone from bad to worse for the Ferrari Academy drivers. As Partick this track really does like giving out penalties, doesn't it? Unbelievable, Jeff. I think we might see Partick retiring in the pits here. Zaki Boy gets 5 seconds. Zaki Boy retires. As does Partick. Not the best of days for the Ferrari Driver Academy at all. 3 drivers out of this race. 2 drivers towards the back of the field. Well, 2 drivers at the back of the field, to be fair. And the only other car that we've got running in the FDA is in the lead of this race. The likes of Dracarys and Nail are both going to be hoping for some sort of safety car. Eli is in. Eli is in the pit, as is Taylor. Oh. You silly, silly boy. You silly moose, Scully. You silly, silly moose. You are going to get held a little bit. Didn't lose out too much time there, to be fair. Not as much as I thought there was going to be. So Scully maybe not as much of a silly moose as I thought. Could we potentially see one of the top 7 haven't pit yet, to be fair? I do feel Eli is trying to go on the undercut here of Omega, Nick and Mazepin. Eli is going to be on a charge. Mazepin stays out. Is Nick going to box? Nick does box. Nick is in for a fresh set of tyres, as is Omega. Atom stays out, which is not surprising with the other Alpine going in. Jesper is in the box. I think we'll probably see Melee and AJ Nolan following as well. Melee, 5 seconds. 5 seconds for Melee. Where is Eli going to come out? Has the undercut worked? Has Eli managed to undercut Nick and Omega? Let's wait and see. I think he has. Is Eli going to jump him? No! But the undercut really has not worked for Nick. He's lost about 1.4 seconds. Where you want to see if the undercuts worked is if Nick could be any closer to Mazepin. And I think with Nick going in, I think we may potentially see Mazepin going in this lap. Scully Boy and Melee. Smooth operator! Smooth operation! Mazepin is in. Let's see how far Nick is behind, as Atom has boxed as well. Oh! Omega! I think he might have rammed into the back of Nick there. Has the overcut worked for Atom on Nick? No! Just! And Atom has lost out to Eli. Oh, Nick gets a massive snap. Nick and Eli both harvesting. Atom now on 22%. Taylor down there in P5. Taylor has undercut Omega. Eli thought about sending it, to be fair, there on Nick. Eli gets the better exit, though. Eli with a awesome exit. Eli up to P2. Let's watch this from this view here. Eli and Nick side by side. Let's watch this from Atom's POV, actually, because this is a cracking battle going on between these two. Whew. What a race. Taylor Boss is hanging on to the back of Omega. Omega's got no battery. He is burning, though. Nick's burning. Eli is burning. Are we going to see Eli and Nick switch positions again on the straight? I think we might see Dracarys boxing for softs very soon, because I don't think those mediums will last very much longer. And Nick... Did he send it, or did he send it? Ah, send it! This battle between these two is absolutely awesome. Where did Atom come from? What a move! It's 3 wide! It is 3 wide. Eli backs out. What a race! What a race we have going on here in IFC. Oh my god. I don't think we'll ever see anything like this ever again. Oh my god, Eli makes contact! Eli loses out massively there. Whoa! He's still within DRS range though. Eli's surely going to want to use that battery that he's got left. He is back in within the DRS range, to be fair. But Mazepin is a man on a mission. Hello, Kopi! Kopi in the chat, Kopi in the chat. Na 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 na. Atom, Nick and Eli, there's a little bit more of a gap there now between these boys, but I just can't believe what I've witnessed here. What a race we've had. What a race. Especially these last few laps. Oh my god. I don't want to switch, but I think I might have to, because Melee and AJ Nolan are side by side. Is Melee going to be able to reel in Nolan? As Nolan looks to reel in Scully. This has got to be the most TV time Eli has had in a long time. But I'll tell you what, he certainly deserved it. We've got yellow flags in Sector 2. And that is melee round in the McLaren. Nolan's out! Nolan's out! Are we going to see a safety car? No, we are not. AJ Nolan is out of the French Grand Prix. We've now got 14 drivers left. As we see Melee, we see Dracarys and Niall in the box for fresh, soft compound of tyres. Nick, super Nick. Jesper is reeling in deep day. Oh, 5 laps left. Oh, does Nick makes a mistake? Oh, there's contact, Atom and Nick. Atom up to P2. This has very, very suddenly got very, very, very close between these drivers again. Dracarys gets 3 seconds. Does Marzipin still have fastest lap? Yes, he does. So at the moment, if my calculations are correct, Mazepin will lead the World Drivers' Championship going to Abu Dhabi by a single point. Yes, that's right. Mazepin will, I believe, lead the championship going into Abu Dhabi by a single point. As Eli has that 3-second penalty, so I forgot about that one. Justin Kirby joined the call. Hello Kirby, nice to see you. You should be enjoying what your drivers are doing tonight.
Absolutely.
Abso-fan-dabby-lutely, as Atom is starting to pull away from Nick a little bit now. We've got about a 7/10 gap between himself and Nick, and he's got the battery advantage as well. Eli is hunting down Nick, though, in P4.
You got to remember, Dan, about that. Obviously, Mazepin having faster laps, but you got to remember, from 9th to 11th, they're all on softs, brand new softs, basically, so they can try and pinch it back.
Yeah, exactly that. But even without the fastest lap point, Mazepin will be joint on in the championship with Carsi with 2 rounds to go. Like, this has got to be the closest championship battle we will see go right down to the wire in IFC. Wasn't it a couple of years ago, actually? Who was it? It was Carsi and Stonks, wasn't it? I think that went down to the last round, didn't it, as well?
It did.
Carsi just loves having these championship fights late on in the season.
And, of course, it loves having battles with Glasses in F2.
How am I out of fuel? It's F2!
How are you out of fuel as F1?
Monaco and fuel and me does not mix. Just like Hungary and Kirby don't mix. So,
But Mexico and Kirby do.
Jesper looking to make a move on Taylor. Still, though, not quite close enough. Nick, still within DRS of Atom, and he has managed to get... Oh, who's that who spun?
That would be, I
That
think,
would be Scully. That is
Ooh.
Scully who's spun.
Still clear of Nail by around 39 seconds, so I think he's fine with that.
Yeah, I think he is. As the two AIs having a... they're having a bit of a... mating.
Also, it's BRT versus ETE. AIs.
It's a bit of a mating session going on at the back. I wonder what a combination of a Red Bull stroke Alfa Romeo would produce.
A Ferrari.
A Ferrari, a very fast Ferrari as well. Nick and Eli still, both of them to be fair, there's only a second separating Atom in second and Eli in fourth. So,
I must say, Eli definitely had a bit of a different practice this morning, as he decided to do F1 practice for France on a wheel on PC for the first time. Didn't end the best, and then decided to swap over to controller. So he's been practicing on probably the wrong system this weekend.
Oh, Eli spin! Eli has spin! Oh, Eli!
He's too used to the PC.
That has handed Omega that P4.
Unless Omega does something. But it all depends on...
Eli's got damage as well.
It also depends if Taylor can get up in time.
Eli is missing his front left end plate. So I think we might see Eli boxing because...
Depends on, because there is only around, what, 2 or 3 laps left, so is it worth losing that many positions?
He's not going in.
I don't think it'll be... Because if he pits, he would lose all the way to Scully, practically.
He'd fall behind Scully, wouldn't he? So...
Whereas at this point, he only loses the position to Omega.
2 laps left of this race. I am genuinely gutted for Eli there, because what a race Eli has had.
Well, during the weekend, Dan, you got to remember he's been used to the quicker cornering speeds of PC compared to the straight line of Xbox, so it can compare difference.
What a race Eli has had, though. Fair play to the lad. Very strong performance from Eli in a P4 at the moment.
I'm quite surprised he isn't dead, because I've seen through his stories that he was karting on the weekend, so he must have transferred some skill across.
As Nick is getting a little bit closer to Atom, Eli has lost out to Omega now, and Taylor is within that 3-second gap of Eli, and I think Jesper is as well, so at the moment Eli will fall to P7.
Still a strong performance from him. Whereabouts did he start? I saw he got 3rd in sprint.
Let's have a look. Where did... yeah, he started 3rd in the sprint. Taylor, though, has made 13 positions.
All the way from P19.
As we are now on the final lap of the French Grand Prix.
It seems to be a replica of Monaco. Leader winning by over a mile, practically. Is that also the leader catching up on Melee, I believe? Or is that catching up on Koa?
It's Koa. Nick gets 3 seconds.
Oh, that might help. That might help Omega, obviously. Omega can push somehow 4 or 5 seconds out this time.
I think this is the podium as it's going to stand, because I can't see Omega gaining 4 seconds with about half a lap to go. Oh, Nick! Nearly into the back of Atom there.
Of course, Nick's, I think, running his first IFC race with a Fanatec this time, so seeing how that'll be interesting for him.
Who's that spun in Sector 2? Is it Scully?
That's Nail.
It's Taylor.
Taylor looked like a Mercedes to me.
It's Taylor.
So Eli will potentially keep Yeah, keep P6. Taylor must have had a collision with Jesper.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. Omega's now got 3 seconds as well. As
And
Mazepin wins the French Grand Prix. Atom is going to come across the line and take second. Nick takes third. Omega is going to take P4. E69 F1 is going to take P5. Jesper takes P5 though on penalties. Eli in P6. Taylor in 7th. Now we've got to wait an eternity for Scully.
I'm just looking at the top 3 are all different academies. I would say where's Red Bull, but they've practically only got one driver left.
There won't be a Red Bull driver actually
In the
get
points.
any points this race because Louis will be disqualified, as will Ryan. Scully takes fastest lap at the end with a 1:31.2.
So that should equal the championship.
I believe, if my maths are correct, that will mean the championship will be equal. Niall takes P9. Mr. Koa in P10. Dracarys takes P11. And then Melee takes P12. I tell you what, that race was awesome. That race was awesome. I really, really enjoyed that race. First race back on commentary for a eternity, it feels like.
I should get back into it, to be honest.
I actually really enjoyed that. So, the results for the sprint then. Just taking the screenshots for those. Oh, balls. What have I done? What have I done? And then I need to get the results for the feature race as well.
Feature it. Sounds bad, but I prefer the French track without the chicane. Because doing it in GT cars is a lot more fun.
Well, that is the end of the stream this evening. So, thank you for everyone who joined. And I look forward to seeing you again next week.